Hi everyone. I am going to give this a try today. We have a moment of silence, but there's been noise coming from every direction. So if that proves to be the case, I apologize for that in advance and bear with me. We have, I think we'll get through actually 3 diary entries today because we have some short ones that don't have a lot in them that requires commentary. We are skipping another day. We're skipping the 23rd of March. We're nearing the end of March because Dmitry is so busy that he's not going to be writing a diary entry every day. In fact, he's going to skip from the 25th March to the 28th March, and then we're going to go straight into April. I finally found out when Pascha, or Orthodox Easter, was in 1906, and it was actually very late. It was April 15th or 16th, so we've still got that coming up. And one new interesting character today. I mean, a real person, obviously, but a character in the sense that it sounds like personality-wise, she certainly deserves that designation. All right, so we are starting with the 22nd. And let's dive right in. Okay, so 22nd March, Wednesday, 1906. I just returned from Pavlovsk, where there was a dance class. My lady, Tatisheva, fell. I tripped her, although I said I had nothing to do with it. I was terribly embarrassed, and it was painful for her. Tomorrow morning is the Combined Guards Battalion parade, their jubilee. They've existed for 25 years. I'll be at the parade. In the afternoon, we're going to Wilson. Maria's going to see great-grandma, and I'm not, thank God, although it will be much worse to have to go alone. Phew, how revolting. Well, I need to go to bed. God grant that I won't be going to see great-grandma. Oi, I really don't want to. 10:15. All right, so let's go straight through to 24th March, which is a Friday. I won't be on horseback tomorrow, but standing on the porch, unfortunately. We had Vespers in the big palace this evening. The horse regiment was there, and I was wearing a tunic, and I'm even wearing it now while I write. I'll finish tomorrow. 25th March, Saturday, there was a lunch after the parade. I'll finish tomorrow. So he's not finishing tomorrow. He's skipping ahead, but we are going to get the full details of the parade. Okay. So this incident at dance class, I'm convinced it was accidental because Dmitry was so embarrassed and claimed that he had nothing to do with it. Well, you know, he was embarrassed. So my lady, he calls her. She was probably a girl, but that would have been the term that they were taught to use, I guess, for dancing. Your partner is your lady. And this was Tatisheva. I can't find her in my notes. It's a prominent Russian aristocratic family, so I'm not going, if I Google Tatisheva, I'm not going to get anywhere. All right, so we've already heard about the Combined Guards rifle, I always do that. The Combined Guards Battalion. There goes the noise. And we've heard about them. And Port Sederholm, Dmitry's friend, who was kicked out. But I won't go over that again. So this is their 25th year anniversary. That's interesting. It means that they were formed right after Alexander III became Tsar. So this is March. Alexander II was killed on the 1st of March. This is the 23rd of March that they'll be celebrating their anniversary. So wow, it was really one of the first things that Alexander III did when he became Tsar. And I think, I'm not sure, so any of you who have more accurate information can correct me, I think that Alexander III lived out in Tsarskaya Selo. Alexander II had lived in the Winter Palace. So maybe if Alexander III lived in Tsarskaya, maybe that was why he decided that he wanted to have this special battalion that was quartered in Tsarskaya Selo. All right, so another trip to see Wilson in St. Petersburg. And I don't know if both of them are going to have dental work done. Dmitri does use the plural verb form. But at any rate, maybe while Dmitri is having his teeth worked on, Maria is going to go see great-grandma, prababushka. And Dmitri is so relieved that he's not included in this. But the bad news is that if he does have to go see great-grandma, then he's going to have to do it alone because Maria will have gone already. Okay, so who was great-grandma? This was on his mother's side. His great-grandmother on his father's side was already passed away. So this was Grand Duchess Alexandra Iosifovna. She was 75 years old at that time, so not ancient, even though she was a great-grandmother. And she was the wife of one of the most interesting Grand Dukes, the one who gets a lot of attention in my dissertation, Grand Duke Konstantin Nikolaevich. And she and Konstantin were the parents of Grand Duchess Olga Konstantinovna, who married the King of Greece and became the Queen of Greece. And one of their children was Dmitri's mother, Alexandra. So apparently Alexandra Iosifovna was quite a character. I guess even Grand Duke Grand Duke Kirill wrote about her in his memoirs and described her as being quite a formidable woman with a very high-pitched voice. And it was not a happy marriage. Konstantin Nikolaevich had a mistress and I believe children. And when he had a stroke, 2 strokes, I think, he died a few months after Dmitri was born. And after the first stroke, he was more or less incapacitated and confined to a wheelchair, and Alexandra took complete control of the situation and wouldn't let him see his mistress and kept him in a real state of dependency. And I'm not saying that to criticize her, I'm just saying it to demonstrate that she was, I think, quite a character and quite a formidable woman. And maybe it's understandable that Dmitri was not wanting to go and see her. So I don't know about all of you. I never knew any of my great-grandparents, unfortunately. But I do remember great-uncles and aunts and being a little intimidated by that situation. I mean, the generational difference is bigger, and they are doing things, in my case, like pinching you on the cheek and kissing you on the lips. And it wasn't my favorite thing either. And if I'd actually had to go to one of their houses and sit and have tea with them or something for an hour or 2 hours, I would have been, without disliking them or, wanting to insult them, I think I would have had the same reaction that Dmitri had. Okay, so we go on to all of the events around this parade. On the 24th, there is there a lunch on the 24th? In the evening. They're starting the festivities in the evening. So Dmitri is putting on, so the Horse Guards Regiment is there for whatever reason. Dmitri is putting on his Horse Guards uniform, so I'll hold that up again. Here he is, this early little guy. And yeah, he's putting on his Horse Guards uniform. He's wearing the tunic. He hasn't even taken it off. It's already 10:15, but he hasn't even taken his tunic off yet. Maybe he wanted to wear it a little longer, or maybe he got home late, because they were actually there at the big palace. So that was the Catherine Palace, which, as far as I know, was not inhabited by any members of the imperial family at that time. And they were there for Vespers. So that's the one word that I don't know in Greek, and it's hard to pronounce in Russian, so I'm using the Western term Vespers. So you'll laugh after the whole diatribe I did before about how I don't like the word Mass being used. So I need to, for some reason in my Greek church, we use the Greek word for Matins, which is Orthros, but everybody just says Vespers. So I need to find out what that is. Okay, so Dmitri has found out. You recall that he said it was probably just an empty dream, this idea that he would be on horseback in the parade, actually riding in the parade. And that is not going to be the case. He's going to be standing on the porch. So obviously I'm not talking about a porch like the one I'm sitting on right now. Well, a deck, I guess, or a porch, but the big outdoor area at the front of the palace, probably the Catherine Palace, where the imperial family will be assembled. So that's where he's going to be. So a little disappointing for him, but the parade will be a big event in his life, as we'll see. And both on the 24th and the 25th, he says, I'll finish my diary entry tomorrow, and he doesn't write again to the 28th, but the diary entry of the 28th is pretty much, it's maybe the longest one so far, and it's pretty much dedicated to the events of that day. It was a very special day for him. So come back for that. Sorry about all the noise today, and I'll see you next time.